So my family history in the fire service was really important to me. But honestly, what was more important was that I find a way in which I could be a more contributing member of Bloomington to give back to the community. Personally, my skills as a professor don't help me at all out here. In fact, sometimes they get in the way. And one of the first things that I learned when I came out here was all of the work that I did and my role as a doctor and professor mean nothing to the firefighters here who only care about my abilities on a fire scene. There are some things though that make it a little easier. You know, you've got to learn a lot of procedures. You've got to learn how to do things, how to work as a team, how to achieve common goals under really stressful circumstances, how to juggle 4 or 5 things at once, how to not lose your head when your heart is racing and your adrenaline is pumping, how to stay calm and focus on the task that needs to be done. Those are all skills I learned here that I'd never learned in academia.
Push, analyze. Stand clear. Shock, advise.
Clear. Check.
Stand clear.
And more than anything, you got to learn how to interact with people in very difficult moments. The things that I do here on shift, I directly impact people's lives. I help them directly at the moments where they need it the most. And that's a very gratifying feeling to know that you're helping people and that you're contributing to the community. As a professor, those kinds of feelings are kind of rare. You don't really get to see the impact you make maybe later on down the line. But here I can see immediately when we go to a car wreck, when we go to a structure fire, when we go to an EMS run, I get to see very immediately the effect that I have on helping people. And that's actually a very gratifying feeling. And it's one that people are willing to do. They're willing to sacrifice their time and their family life and their availability and be available at all times in order to basically get that feeling. It's a very powerful thing. If we think about it, 69% of the firefighters in this country are volunteers. Volunteer firefighters protect over 70% of the area of the U.S., meaning volunteer firefighters protect the majority of this country. 69% of all firefighters are volunteers. That tells you something, and it's a profession that is not often recognized publicly. We often think of career firefighters, paid firefighters, without really thinking about those people who do the same job and do so from home or from their jobs. The contributions, when you think about it, are immense. The billions of dollars that are saved in property damage, in protecting areas, offering fire protection services, emergency medical services for very little cost to the taxpayer. In terms of financing, volunteer firefighters contribute a great deal to this country. In terms of public safety, volunteer firefighters contribute a great deal to this country. When you think about it, it's an immense commitment and sacrifice that Americans are willing to make just to protect their community members. For me, volunteer firefighting means that I am contributing to the protection of this community, that I'm a part of Bloomington in a way that most people aren't, and that I can give back in ways that most people can't. I mean, I have a career. I don't do this for the money. It takes a sincere toll on my family life, on my time, on my body. But at the end of a shift, I can tell you there is no greater feeling when you have legitimately helped someone who desperately needed your help during an emergency, a car wreck, a fire, a heart attack. Those kinds of things, there is no greater feeling than feeling like today I did something, today I helped someone.